welcome to my channel Being You Now. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Today I'm doing a weekend reading for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. If you are celebrating your birthday, happy birthday. I'm also Aries, so I love the Aries collective. And if you're new to my world, I do daily readings for all signs as well as Aries. And as an extra bonus, to celebrate the Aries season, I'm also doing daily birthday messages for the Aries collective. You can find all that in the video section of my channel. I also do one card pulls, which you can find in the short section of my channel. So if you're new, welcome. So wonderful to have you here. And if you are someone that has been in my world, thank you so much. I deeply, truly appreciate you. I want to celebrate today. When I woke up, there were over 500 subscribers. Oh my goodness, my heart is filled with gratitude for each and every one of you and all your likes, comments, shares, donations, and bookings for personal readings. So if you'd like a personal reading, I am offering them. There will be more information in the pinned comment, or you can find that information in my about section as well. So thank you so much. Let's see what messages. Today I'm using a very different deck. So let's see what messages are coming out for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for this weekend. So I've decided to go with this is a very fun deck. So you'll see in a minute. Let's see if there's anything else. And I will also pull an oracle card. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have Judgment. I don't know if you can see that. Oops, there we go. That's Judgment right there. So it's a very different deck. I'll show you which deck it is in case. I'm looking to play with more different decks, and there's a whole list of decks that I want to get for myself. But as my channel grows, evolves, and yes, I have about 10 to 15 decks that I want to get for myself. So there you have it. Once you start getting decks, it is a very good addiction is all I can say. I just love just the artistry and the messages and how different decks convey, the messages a little differently. And it just is, the tarot is just so multi-layered. And I love that about tarot. So here the first thing we have is the 10 of Wands. So here what Spirit is saying is that it's time to release your burden. It says, put down your burden in this card. And I really like this card in terms of how it's portrayed. It's almost like, she's literally released the burden. You can see how free she is, and all the wands are just flying about, and she does not care where the wands are going. So what Spirit is really saying is that sometimes we are just so serious. We are so serious. So this weekend, just be mindful. Are you carrying a load and it's weighing you down, but you are so serious, you're holding on to it tightly? Is there a way to be playful? Is there a way to perhaps literally slide it off your shoulders? Could that be a possibility? So I think Spirit here is really encouraging you to say, is there a different way of dealing with this situation? Or is this something that has it's basically, the word I'm getting is expired. Has it expired? Has it gone past its due date? And maybe it's time to literally release it, like the way she is in this card, literally just go, that's it. I'm done with this once. I'm not going to be dealing with this anymore. And I love this because right next to it, you have the Hangman. I love the way this hangman is portrayed. Usually you have a figure that's hanging off a tree and can, basically untie themselves or untangle themselves. Here, it's almost like you have a seesaw. So I feel like, I love that it's right next to the 10 of Wands. So you've got the hangman in between the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. So I really feel that the moment you release the burden, which is the 10 of Wands, whether it's with a person, situation, could be something to do with job, could be even to do with a connection or a relationship, whatever your situation may be coming up for this weekend or leading up to the weekend. There are two messages that's coming out of this hangman energy. When I look at this with the seesaw, just be mindful of how much you're juggling. Make sure that the scales are balanced and they're not tipped to one side. So be careful of how much you're saying yes to, how much you're committing yourself, your time, energy, attention to, and do you need to say yes to everything? That's one message. The other message I'm getting is with the 10 of Wands energy. Again, it's very relevant because you may be carrying the load because you feel this pressure that people expect you to be at all these places, experiences, or um, doing everything at once. And being an Aries, we are naturally, we have a lot of energy, and sometimes we do have a lot of energy, but sometimes we underestimate that we also need quiet time, that we also need to pull back. Yes, we have energy, but if we are using our energy in places that are not lifting us up, we feel weighed down. So again, that 10 of Wands energy, if you're saying yes to all the things, perhaps you're saying yes to things that you really don't want to say yes to, and that's where you are coming on this side of the seesaw, which is, you feel like, oh, you're feeling down as opposed to feeling uplifted and happy. But if you said no to certain things, maybe you'd be here and you'd be like, this is the right number of things I've said yes to, and I feel good about this, I feel comfortable about this, and this feels right in my body energetically, and I'm not spreading myself too thin. The other thing, I will go back to the traditional hangman, which is here. I'm just looking at this ball like it's golden in color, and I just feel like there is, the moment you release the load, you will get this. It's almost like the moment you release it, there will be like, I know I'm using I'm using sounds to try and express. It's almost like the load has been released. I feel so amazing. And then in that moment, you will get this aha download, which is going to change and shift your perspective, which is going to give you new insights, which will bring even more help and balance. It's almost like whatever was stopping you and you felt like you were so burdened, not only will you release the load, but the moment you release the load, there will be this aha that will be like, oh my God, why did I not think of that earlier and release this load sooner? Because it was just weighing me down so much. And the reason why I say that is because it's going to give you an inspirational idea, or someone is going to offer you help. Now, Six of Pentacles is, again, here it's saying unexpected help. So the moment you release the load, you may become available to receive help. But if you're still carrying the load, you cannot see how this is even possible. So that's one storyline. So please take what resonates. It may or may not apply to you and your situation. As we know, energy is fluid, and so is gender and roles. So they may change as well. So just be mindful of that. But here you could be getting unexpected help, but you may not be seeing that perspective because of the load. The other thing is, if you are always carrying the load, you are not in balance, and then there is imbalance. So the advice is, if you say yes to everything, you keep going and running after these wands to carry them back on your shoulders. You are so burdened that you feel stuck at the bottom, which is when you're at the bottom of the seesaw, that you feel so imbalanced. So be careful of balance this weekend, I think, is the overall theme for you. I'm loving this storyline. Actually, I'm really loving these cards. They're very playful. Then we have the Four of Cups. So in the traditional Four of Cups, you know that there is a figure that has three cups in front of them, and then there is a cup offered at the back from behind the tree, and they can't see that, or they're not open to seeing it. Well, actually, this is the Five of Cups. I just noticed this is the Five of Cups. My apologies. So Five of Cups is that of loss. So be very careful. I think the storyline for you here this weekend is be very careful. You may feel, if you keep saying yes and if you keep going and stretching yourself and spreading yourself thin, you may feel at loss come at the end of the weekend, or come Monday. Come Monday or at the end of the weekend, you'll be like, oh my God, I wanted to do all these other things. I've spent the whole weekend and I haven't achieved the things that I wanted to achieve. And you may feel at loss that, oh, then in hindsight, you'll be like, I shouldn't have done this, this, and this because it just took time away from me, and which means I have less time to do things that I wanted to do or really focus on. So be very careful of that this weekend. If you do hear some banging noise, I do apologize. There is construction work happening a few doors down from where I live. Doesn't matter which room I will do the readings from, that I can't get away from it because it is construction noise and there's nothing I can do. I am using a noise cancellation microphone, which I have tested, and when I've tested it and tried it, I can see that it's not interfering with the reading. So I'm hoping that you don't hear the external noises, and I do apologize for that if you do hear some banging, excavating, because that's what's happening with construction. So I do apologize. So then you have Three of Wands. So I really love this because Three of Wands is, traditionally it says ships coming in. He is saying dreams of chance. So with these Three of Wands, I really see that, what are your dreams? What are the things that give you joy? What are the things that you want fulfillment in? Because with the traditional deck, when you see the ships coming in, he still has to go to the ship and he still has to do the work. So here, the work that Spirit is asking you of is that if you release your load, if you have some more time and balance in your life, you will be able to focus on dreams that actually matter to you. It could be projects, business ideas, ventures, passion. It could be even simply having some time for yourself. And that could be your ultimate dream, because you might have been busy all week or for the past few weeks or past few months, and you're just feeling like you're running low. And this may give you a chance to really just top up whatever fills your cup, but by doing, because Three of Wands is about doing. It's about actually doing and taking action towards what will give you fulfillment, because there is an opportunity. You have an opportunity to really feel happy and satisfied from within. The other thing I see this as, it's a very, they are holding hands here. So it may be with other people. So you may do something with a community group or people that are, of the same thinking mind, or have the same passion as you. So you may be doing this with people that matter to you, or people that really value you for your values. You share the same vision. So that is also a possibility. And the other thing I want to say is that it's almost like, this is not pentacles, but this gives me the vibe of, you are building something together. You're building something together. So it could be partnerships. It could be collaboration. This event or what have you. It may be to, birth an idea or even take it to the next level. So I really see that for you this weekend. Then we have opportunity. What a way to end the weekend. So you will have lots of opportunities. Again, I love that there is this, it's almost like, what options will you pick? And it really ties in with what's coming up for you this weekend. So which pentacles will you choose and which pentacles will you leave behind to balance the load, which is the start of your reading, Aries? So here, traditional deck, we have the man looking at all the pentacles, and it's like steady progress. So you are making progress. You will have lots of opportunities, but it's also about prioritizing which opportunities. You can see that she's looking at the board and she's like, oh, it's almost like she's thinking. So I think this weekend, your message is very strong about thinking where you direct your energy, attention, and time. And is that something that you desire to do to maintain that balance? So I want to pull out some oracle messages from a different deck again. So again, I haven't used this deck before, so I'm super excited to share this with you, Aries. So let's see what messages are coming up for you this weekend. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. These two wanted to fly out. So this card here, it says, my emotional set points can be changed. So at the back of the card, it says, your set points are achieved by attention to a subject. We want you to understand the extreme value in deliberately achieving your own set points. Because once you expect something, it will come. The details of it may play out differently, but the vibrational essence will always be an exact match. Now, I love this because I feel like this is talking to, that your emotional set points can be changed. And which set points will you pick? Because that's what you will be, that's what spirit will give to you, um, because it will be matched, as the message said. So I really love this card. Here it says, I will never get there, so I will enjoy my journey. So I suppose it's almost like putting the wands down, put down the burden. I almost feel like, sometimes we keep carrying it on and we're like, oh, but then is that making your journey even more burdensome? And do you feel like you'll never get there? So what if you just lighten the load? Of course, you'll have more speed, more energy, and you'll get there quicker. It says you cannot ever get it done because you cannot ever cease to be, and you can never halt your awareness. Yet, out of your awareness will be born another asking, and each asking always summons another answering. Your eternal nature is one of expansion, and expansion is the potential for unspeakable joy. I love this, unspeakable joy. I absolutely love this. Let's see if there is another one that wants to come out. I was just called to pull another one. Well, two want to come out, so I'll do that. Moods are indicators of my emotional set points. When you continue to focus on any thought, it becomes increasingly easy to continue to focus on it because the law of attraction is making more thoughts like it available to you. And so, emotionally speaking, you are developing a mood or you are achieving a habitual vibrational groove, so to speak, or a set point. So, I love this. If you keep thinking about your burden, you'll keep thinking about your burden, and that is going to become your vibrational groove. But if you put down the load, then you will feel free, you will feel more balanced, and that will become your new vibrational groove. So I really like that. It is natural for my body to be well. You do not have to think specific positive thoughts about your body, but you have to not think specific negative thoughts. If you could never again think about your body and instead just think pleasant thoughts, your body would reclaim its natural place of wellness. I'm a big believer that it's our thoughts that create our reality, and I think a lot of the times we forget that. And it's the same thing. The reason why we carry the loads is because a lot of the times it's all that mental energy and then what the story we tell ourselves. And it starts with us telling it, believing it, and all that happens to us a lot of the times mentally, but then we carry that load emotionally and physically in our body. And that's what manifests and creates everything. I mean, that's the work that I do in the coaching world. But here for this weekend, it's very much saying that, the load that you may be carrying, it may be a mental load or it could even be a physical load. So it's about being mindful. It's about being mindful and honoring what is right for you this weekend, Aries, because everything may not need your attention. Everything may not be a priority. So really focus on what needs your time, attention, energy, and focus, and what gives you joy, because you do have the card saying that you can have your joy and create your joy. So be the vibrational match for that. So that there you have it, Aries. This is your weekend reading. Thank you so much for all your likes, subscribes, comments, shares, donations, and personal reading requests. I am offering them. I'm offering $20 readings, which I will do and record, which you will have a private link to. So the information will be in the pinned comment, or you can always email me. Thank you so much for all your love, support. It means the world to me. And if you're celebrating your birthday this weekend, happy birthday.